Hello people, this is Brian here and we're going to make another video today. I've got something that is interesting to me or fun. I went to an Asian market yesterday. Well, let me start off. First of all, my little red Tegu, which is there in the center of the screen, he is having problems still with his shedding of his tail, and the other one is doing very, very well. They live here together in this enclosure, and one does really, really well, and the other one's tail is not shedding. So I went to, or I contacted a vet yesterday, a vet here in Dallas or in the general area, and they quoted me like 175 office visit to just walk in the door. And I mean that's a lot of money, to just go to a vet. If it was $50 office visit, that'd be a different story. But anyways, there's a real big pet store that has a lot of exotic pets or reptiles. It's all reptiles, and they have all kinds of lizards and all kinds of snakes. It's a DFW Reptilium, and it's in Plano, Texas, and they have some serious reptiles there. So I went in and I took my red tegu. See, there she is right there. I took her in and drove there and put her in a pillowcase, and she did really, really well. And then I took her out when I was at the DFW Reptilium pet store, and she did amazingly well. She let me pick her up really, really easy, and she rode around on my shoulder, and all I did was just kind of hold on to her tail, and she was really amazing. I mean, totally different transformation way she was acting. It was really cool, and I was enjoying her on my shoulder, and people were looking at her and touching her, and she was such a cool lizard. I didn't take him. He would be more of a handful, but he's like, 3 times her size. That's Mac. But anyways, to move on from that, I'm going to try vitamin E. Go to a quality vitamin store and get some liquid vitamin E. That's what they recommended, and put that on her tail. Keep her out of the lights. Keep her out of the UV hood there, the Zoom Ed hood. Keep her out of that so the oil doesn't magnify the heat or the UV rays, and see over the next couple of days what that does to her tail. There she is. She's just kind of being quiet. Hopefully, they're still warming up. It's early for them, and so they're just now transitioning out of their sleep and waking up. But getting to more of the point of this video, so much stuff to talk about. As I went to the Asian food market, and they recommended this too for me. The guy that raises tegus for 20 years and breeds tegus there at the DFW Reptilium, and they recommended, amazingly enough, they were like, man, go get these snails from the Asian market. I was like, man, I feed my snails. I go catch them live and then boil them. And they're like, well, you can go buy these for $5 or $6 at the Asian markets, and you can get some other cool things at the Asian market. They need more fish oil. And I mentioned, the price of, salmon going up, from like $8 to $25. I was like, I'm not doing salmon, fillets for me, and then, cut them off some for, $25, $30 a fillet anymore, since prices are going up. So I go over there to the Asian market. Never been to an Asian food market. And they're really big because we have a lot of Asian people, Asian, that have moved here in the past 20 years. So we have big supermarkets. I've never been in them, and barely anyone speaks English in them. So I couldn't ask anyone for help, but I went and tried to find snails, and the best I could find without being able to get any help, I found some sea snails. I also purchased some minnows, like what I consider like a minnow. They're a small, long fish. They have so much fish, live fish, and just hundreds of lobsters and giant lobsters and crazy looking fish. I mean, it's definitely interesting going into the Asian food. A big one. I mean, they're like superstores here. I mean, they have everything, and it's all human grade food. Here's the food that I have prepared. This is a little bit much, but this is maybe 2 days. The big, larger tegu eats a lot. So here I have the baby, let's see, the baby oysters. Here are the sea snails. Here are the fish. The big one will be eating most of that. And they cut off their end of their flippers or their fins. Here's the beef, or that's either the chicken gizzard. And I cut the beef, the chicken hearts into two little pieces, make it a little bit easier. And then fish, snails, the baby oysters, and chicken hearts. So there's that. And then in my freezer, I've got all the food. That's to cut down on fish smell. But I've got all the food in the containers. And so I have that now. There's going right there. Baby oysters. And so I bought a whole bunch of stuff. And I've got food for the next 2 to 3 months, and I'm gonna freeze most of it and then unfreeze it when I bring it back, to feed them. So we're gonna feed them today. This food that they have not eaten before. They've eaten chicken livers before, but I've got and they've eaten the big one's eaten gizzards, the chicken gizzards, but the little one hasn't. So I've got all this, and then I've got the chicken hearts, which I have not fed them. So I've got about a half a pound of chicken hearts. So this is going to be the video. That's going to be the next step, is feeding them all this cool food that they're going to enjoy, and hopefully I will introduce a little bit more fish oil or type of oil to help with shedding. And other than that, here we're going to jump into it. The big one, Mac went into his hide because I'm speaking loudly so you can hear me. And when I speak, elevate my voice, they get a little weary, and they go. The little one's acting really good today. See, he's warming up under the light. The big one went into his hide. Sphagnum moss in there. I try to keeping that moist, and those are bricks with a wood top that I can lift up to get to them if I need to. But there they go in there. But this is my setup in here, in the little closet area that I have. That's about 4.5 by 4.5 feet. Here I have a heater set on the thermostat. I have a humidifier, and I don't leave that on all the time. And then there's the boa cage, the boa container. And then I have just a little fan because the heat rises. And so I have a fan up top that blows moisture, humidity, and the heat back down so it circulates, so it's not sitting still in here. Okay, it's still a little early in the morning, so they may not be super excited or warmed up to eat. But we'll give the little red tegu a try since he's hanging out. I think that was chicken heart. We'll find a little piece of a chicken gizzard. Or actually, let's try a baby oyster. all this stuff is pretty fishy smelling. That's the only downside. Let's see if he'll eat a large fish or those are really fishy. But he ate one of those. I mean, they're about 3 inches long. Let's do another baby oyster, as was written on the package. Turn around. She may be full, because she doesn't eat a lot. Her stomach is quite a bit smaller. So let's pull out the black and white tegu that's being a baby. Let's pull Mac out. Got to be respectful to them, because if they don't want to do something, they can turn around and let you know, and I learned that. I do not want to get my finger latched onto. So here's a big fish. Here's a sea snail. That looks like a part of a chicken gizzard. That is a oyster. Let's see if the little red will go for another oyster. Goodness. I think that's a chicken gizzard right there. Let's see if Mac might be getting full. Chicken gizzard? No, he's got it. I'm thinking that they may be full now. I mean, they may eat this in about 3 hours. Let's see if Rosie wants a little bit more. See, she gets full. She closes her eyes when I put food up to her. Let's see if Mac will eat one more. Mac has got a big belly. Okay, so the rest of that I'm gonna put back in the refrigerator. I bet you Mac will eat another sea snail. He's got a big stomach. There, he took that one. Yeah, that's good. That one's juicy. Hey, Mac. No, that's my hand. That's the camera. Looks like Mac's still looking for some food, so let me feed him. Let's see if he'll eat another fish. Get rid of these. These are super stinky. So there's a fish. A sardine, I don't know. I didn't read the label on these. I should have found out what these were called. They have the yellow fins, but let's see if he'll eat this. Let's see if he'll eat one more. Oh yeah. Mac's gonna have a full belly. So now he's gonna come out and soak under the heat bulb there, get some heat. So next, we'll let them hang out for an hour, and I'll take them into the bathtub and let them get a soak, and then sit in the sun for an hour, and then I gotta go to the store and get some liquefied vitamin E and start putting that on the red tegu's tail. They're so cute. Well, that's it for today. Hopefully this is an enjoyable video. I always find the feeding of the tegus to be so much fun. I enjoy these lizards so much, and I also enjoy my boa. So thanks for tuning in, and check me out on more future videos. Bye bye.